Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwantner, and I'm the publisher of Selling Power magazine. I'm about to share with you one of the most important and most compelling interviews I've ever done, because it goes straight to the heart of the most painful and most expensive problem in the sales universe: hiring salespeople that look good in the interview, but they can't produce for you. If you have ever hired salespeople that were great at selling themselves, but could not sell your product or service, and let's face it, we've all been there, done that. Watch this interview with this expert that I know can help you win. Today we have the pleasure of meeting with Dr. Chris Kroner. He's the author of a wonderful book called Never Hire a Bad Salesperson Again. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you so much, Gerhard. It's delightful to be here with you.
So in your book, you described a methodology for finding salespeople who are absolutely driven to succeed.
Yes.
Does it work?
Well, that's the thing that we focus most on, is making sure that companies are looking for the right things. One of the key problems so many organizations have is they're looking for the wrong characteristics when they're assessing salespeople, and that leads to one of the biggest points of suffering that so many companies go through. That's just absolutely gut-wrenching for them. You know, I would ask any person viewing this video to ask themselves one critical question. Have you, at any time in the past, felt like you've been burned by someone who during the interview process looked like a top producer, said all the right things that got you to the point where you were absolutely certain this person would succeed, and yet 6 months down the road, a year down the road, a year and a half down the road, they break your heart? That is the pain that so many companies feel. So to alleviate that pain, to alleviate the money that gets thrown down the drain, it's gut-wrenching. You know,
right.
Millions of dollars if someone doesn't perform.
And
you need to look for the right characteristics.
Yeah, and you seem to be suggesting that we shouldn't make decisions based on our gut. We should make decisions based on science.
Exactly. So many sales managers, especially when they start out early in career, they'll make decisions based upon a hunch. So I have a hunch this person will be successful because they've sold me a pencil during this interview. I have a hunch this person will be successful. If you think of the movie Moneyball, you know, all those scouts had a hunch that someone would be successful because someone had an attractive girlfriend. You know, we don't operate that way. We operate more like Billy Bean in the movie Moneyball, where we're looking for specific characteristics scientifically. We're running rigorous testing to make sure that we identify these characteristics in advance. And when you identify those characteristics in advance, at the end of the day, what you get is a team of producers, a team like the New York Yankees, a team that, again, is going to be focused on delivering results for you.
Or the San Francisco Giants.
Exactly. Exactly.
So how do you apply that science? How does it work?
You know, it's really a three-step process that companies need to use. Number one, they, of course, contact us, and we talk about the position itself, really understanding the characteristics that are necessary for success in that position. Number two, they take the drive test, our online assessment that really gets at the key characteristics that lead to success in sales. And it's counterintuitive to a lot of folks because, again, their hunch tells them that a persuasive individual is going to be successful, or someone who's had success in a previous position is going to be successful. But in reality, there are, again, three characteristics that really stand out and differentiate the high-performing salespeople: need for achievement, competitiveness, and optimism. And we zero in on those characteristics with our test. Then companies use the results of that test to sit down with a person one-on-one and interview them and really dig in depth on those characteristics.
I hear from a lot of sales managers that they hire salespeople, quote, that have experience. Is that a bad thing?
Not always. I mean, experience certainly tells you whether or not the person knows the right things to do, but it doesn't tell you anything about whether or not they're actually going to perform for you. You may have someone, for example, with a ton of great experience in one industry. They've been doing this for many, many years, and at this point they're looking to retire on the job. So they apply to your position, and they submit their resume, and wow, doesn't it look fantastic? They've had all these years of great experience. Surely all you need to do is plug them in. You don't need to waste time with all these interviews and all these steps. So many companies fall into that trap. You need, no matter how much experience that person has, you need to bring them in and you need to vet them carefully, because if you do not, you are setting yourself up for heartbreak.
So what you're saying is that somebody can have great experience and great results, and then when they come, there's somehow a shift in their mindset at that point in their career where they want to mentally retire.
Well, there are so many things that can lead someone to be successful in the world of sales. You may have someone with a great deal of experience who comes from, say, a large company with a great deal of cachet, an individual who, again, has been selling successfully based upon a lot of collateral, a lot of brand name recognition. So naturally, it's human nature to say, okay, someone's done this successfully in the past, surely they will continue to do so going forward. We want to find out, most importantly, do they still have the same degree of passion that they're going to bring to bear for you? Are they going to focus as intensely for you as they did in the past? You need to answer that question, because if you don't, if you just bring somebody on board that just has a great deal of experience and don't vet them carefully, you are going to set yourself up for trouble down the road.
Well, thank you, Chris. That was very illuminating. We are going to continue our conversation with Dr. Chris Kroner tomorrow, where we look under the hood and how to spot the drivers.